What's up, guys? Back with me as you watch Smallville, Season 5, Episode 16, Hypnotized. Okay, so this episode starts off it's in Honduras, in Central America, where we see these, where we see, hazmat suits looking guy seeing these, dead bodies, and then Milton Fine comes back. Yeah, we have not seen him since Season 1, Episode 8, Solitude, so yeah, and he he takes the blood. He knocks another guy out. The guy starts screaming, and then he kills one of the hazmat suit guys and uses his vision to burn the house down, and yeah, and speeds off or something. So then we see Clark and Lana. They're talking about their date of dancing and how it was disastrous, and then Clark then yeah yeah. So yeah. How is this? How it was disastrous and all that stuff. So then Clark's like, hey, Lana's like, hey, we should do more stuff. And Clark, like, I gotta go to the farm. But then that's when this girl Simone shows up, and she has Clark look into her necklace type thing, and and she's like, you're gonna do whatever I say. Clark's like, okay. So yeah, Clark now hypnotized. And he's like, what do you want? And he's like, you can't leave. And he's like, okay. And she's like, what do you want to do first? And the first thing they do is kissing in the alley. And that's when Lois sees him. And he's like, hey Lois, this is his new girlfriend Simone. So yeah. So, Lana calls Lana over, and he's like, hey, this is Milton. I'm going to Honduras to help her Milton Fine. And yeah, so Simone, she's still at Clark's house, and Clark reveals his abilities to her, and because he's so hypnotized, and yeah, so she's like, hey Clark, call your girlfriend over. So they start sleeping together, and Lois is trying to make these like, oh yeah, Clark's bad. He's like more normal than any of us. And Chloe defending him, saying Clark would never do that to Lana. So then and then Chloe, do what? And then they make a lie about Lois needs to sleep there. Yeah, and then she gets a call from Clark saying to come over, and then when it comes over, she sees Simone and Clark sleeping together, and she is all types of mad. So yeah, and then and yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, so that and then so Simone, she goes to Lex's house, Lex's mansion, and he's like he's like he's like, how is it? And she, oh, Clark Lana won't be sent any love letters to Clark anymore. Yeah, let this and yeah, and he's like, how's Clark? So this is all Lex's fault. Lex hired Simone to break up Clark and Lana. So yeah, Lex is evil still. Yeah. So yeah, and he's like, I want you to meet someone in Honduras, and she's like, oh no, you only hired me to break up Clark. You only hired me to break up Clark and Lana. You didn't hire me to come to Honduras. And she's like, you need to stop. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So Chloe's talks to Clark, and she's like, It can't be red cake because that could take away your most ambitions, and it can't be silver cake because that would make you afraid of stuff. So what is it? He's like, I'm just in love. Clark says to her, I'm just in Clark says to Chloe. He's just in love with her, love with some Simone, and yeah. So they realize what's going on. Some Chloe takes a yeah. So 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 Lois so Lois so she she goes to Camp Farm and she's like, yeah, you better unhypnotize Clark or I'm gonna do something to you. And Clark and Simone's like, Clark, knock her out. And Clark hits her on the head and that just knocks her out. So then Simone hypnotizes Mrs. Kent to kill Lois, and when Lois wakes up, she's like, Mrs. Kent, what are you doing? And she's like, you're hypnotizing. She's like, I don't want to do this any more than you do, Lois. I've been sent to take you out. So then Chloe just knocks her out, and she's like, where'd they go? And then I was knocked out, but she was saying how she wanted Clark to go to the Lutheran mansion to kill Lex or something. And yeah, so Lex starts. So she's. So yeah. So yeah, she tries to attempt to kill Lex, but then but then she hypnotizes Lex. She's like, after Chloe seduces Clark, she's like, Simone's like, hey, kill Chloe and hey Lex, kill Chloe and then kill yourself, Lex. But then Chloe hits the gun and it fires into Simone's necklace, breaking it apart, releasing Clark and killing Simone. So yeah. So and then Clark talks to Chloe, and Clark's like, "Hey, maybe it was maybe Lana needs someone better." And then Lana's like, "Oh yeah, I knew you were hypnotizing." He's like, "I've realized something." He's like, and he's like, Clark, look into my eyes and tell me you don't love me. And Clark says, I don't love you, Lana. And she's like, and then we're done forever. Then I'm breaking up with you forever. So yeah. So Chloe, so after Martha, and she's like, we all wanted to make a decision, sure we're going to end up with someone bad. So then she goes to Lex and she's like, and Lex and she's like, me and Clark broke up, and Clark broke up, and he's like, yeah. We also saw Lex go to Honduras with Milton Fine, and Milton Fine just like there was the black sludge from the spaceship. It like turned into a billion mil. It turned to like 4 Milton Fine, who speeded away, saying that they needed to find their research or something. And yeah. So then Clark Clark may not be good at a relationship, but I know Clark would never hurt you. And she's like, stop defending the boy. And he's like, he's like, you trusted the wrong man, me and Clark. And that's how the episode ends. Okay, so hypnotized for a fan of this show, I really enjoyed this episode. But for a Connor lover, I hated this episode. Because it just felt like it was destroying my... Yes, I know. For me, I like all Smallville episodes. But I feel like this episode really hurt me the most because it destroyed Connor. Simone, she kind of didn't play a villain until the end. I feel like the villain should have been Lex, because he was more of a villain. Because he hired Simone to break Clark Lana so we could have Lana all to himself. I feel like that's what he was doing, because he wanted Lana all to himself. and he hired Simone to hypnotize Clark and then fall in love with her so he could break up Clark and Lana. Lex is evil. They should have made Lex the villain instead of Simone, because Lex is more villain than Simone was, and yeah. So, yeah. So, also, yeah, I really did not like this episode of Smallville as a Connor fan, but I liked it. I did not like this episode as a Connor fan, but I liked it as a Smallville fan. So, like, comment, subscribe, because have a wonderful afternoon. I'll see you next Smallville.